good things in the 4th District. This weekend alone, we recovered 10 weapons. On top of that, last Saturday and Sunday, our Chicago Police Department baseball team introduced a 4th District program where we're working with the youth as far as baseball right around the corner. I love baseball, I'm a big baseball guy, so we're going to push that. What you're seeing and what we're trying to build here in the 4th District is safer streets, a stronger bond with the community and the community that we serve, so we're excited. Today we're receiving an additional 10 officers to the 4th District that we're going to utilize both in aggressive policing and also community reaching, so I'm very excited about that. They will also be instrumental in continuing the great work that we're doing in the 4th District. Thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce right now first Deputy Superintendent Anthony Rico.
Well, good morning. Thank you, Commander Tirado, for the introduction and for all you do in the 4th District. I first want to sincerely thank all the community members who came out for this announcement. The Chicago Police Department's success is predicated on a partnership with neighborhood residents who are engaged with their communities and willing to work with us. CPD cannot solve the problems in our city without your help. By being here today, it shows a team approach, and it's live and well in South Chicago. I also want to thank Mayor Emanuel and the elected officials who are here with us today. These officials are essential partners as the police department relies on their advocacy and their support for public safety initiatives. Mayor Emanuel in particular has been an outspoken supporter of CPD and one of the primary reasons that we're gathered here today. I'm happy to announce that 95 new police officers have begun their new assignments and their first deployments. More than 2/3 of these officers are slated for assignments on the south and west sides of Chicago. These new officers are assigned based on operational needs citywide and a public safety strategy that has led to significant reductions in violent crimes over the past 2 years. The 4th District has helped lead the city when it comes to violent reductions. Overall, crime fell 12% here in 2018 compared to 2017. This includes reductions in murders, robberies, aggravated batteries, burglaries, and thefts. Standout statistics in the 4th District include a 40% drop in murders in 2018 compared to 2017. Shootings also fell 33% in 2017 here in the 4th District. New recruits coming to the 4th District have plenty to learn from experienced officers who are responsible for these reductions in crime. CPD relies on experienced officers to share their experience with new recruits. We expect continued declines overall in crime throughout the city as a result of the system of shared knowledge. Last year, overall crime fell 8% in the city compared to 2017. For the 2-year period beginning in 2016, crime has fallen 10% citywide. Additional manpower, such as what we're announcing today, also played a significant role in these reductions. The police department added 1,263 men and women as sworn officers since January 2018. This includes replacing more than 2,300 officers who have either retired or moved on from the department. Besides what they learned from veteran officers, the new recruits are also a product of a revamped curriculum at the police academy. The 6-month training regimen continues to teach the necessary laws and protocols that officers need to follow when they hit the streets. But a greater emphasis is now placed on procedural justice, crisis intervention, de-escalation, and the appropriate use of force, along with community building. And veteran officers continue to learn new tactics as well. That's why CPD instituted a continuing education program in 2017. This program continues to ramp up and will by 2021, every officer will be required to complete 40 hours of in-service training each year. Officers equipped with new training also have new tools available at their disposal, including mobile technology that allows real-time access to information about crimes within moments of the crimes occurring. One example of this is ShotSpotter, which relies on a series of microphones placed throughout the city that pinpoints the exact location of gunfire. This new technology greatly improves response time and therefore improves apprehension rates. Now, I know the Chicago Police Department still needs to do better, but I'm convinced that we're on the right path. These new officers are well prepared to lead the city to a safer future. So good luck to the newly assigned officers and stay safe. Know that you can always ask questions and turn to your supervisors and coworkers for help. When you succeed, Chicago succeeds. Finally, the best police officers I know don't look at this as a job, but rather as a calling. It's now their turn to answer the call. And with that, I'd like to introduce the police department's biggest supporter, Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
Thank you, First Deputy Anthony Riccio. You guys should all be nice to him because he has to wake up every morning at 7:15 to a phone call from me.
Wake up at 6:30.
Yeah, he wakes up at 6:30 to get ready for that phone call. Also, we're joined by the head of patrol, Fred Waller, who does a tremendous job. I want to thank Fred for being here. You're going to hear from a couple aldermen, but I want you to know Alderman Harris, Alderman Burnett, Alderman Mitchell is here, Garza is here, and Howard is also here, Brookins, Alderman Brookins. The ability for us as a city to continue every month putting about another 100 officers that are getting trained here in the city of Chicago and making these investments, because these aldermen make very tough decisions. If it was easy, somebody else would have done it. We're making tough decisions while we're balancing our budget, investing a tremendous amount at growing our police department, as First Deputy Anthony Riccio just said, by 1,000 officers, all having state-of-the-art technology added, state-of-the-art training added, and state-of-the-art capacity. You'll see here in the room, if you take a look, if you haven't seen it, new technology so that the department here in our strategic support center rooms can be smarter and employed more significantly, knowing that if you can predict a crime, you can prevent the crime. Our police department used to react to a shot. Today, they through technology and data. District right here in the community is one of the leaders last year in the city and continually. It's very hard to year over year continue to have that success, to get that tailwind and make it a real momentum. The commander, the men and women who make up the department, and all of you who support the 4th District officers make the progress that we're seeing. So we're going to start to see another, not as of today, another 95 officers, just like last month, about 100 officers that are going to go to the neighborhoods that include, obviously, Pullman, Roseland, Englewood, Chatham, West Garfield, West Loop, Bronzeville, South Shore, Arthur Heights, Auburn, Gresham, just to name a few neighborhood communities that will see additional officers. And these officers, and also, like I was in the 22nd District yesterday at the pancake breakfast for the officers to buy the best, that district used to have 2 license plate readers. Right now, they have 6. Just like here, so we can deal with the carjackings and the stolen cars and have technology 24/7 out on the street, backing up what the officers do, backing up what you do. But I want to pick up on something the commander said and First Deputy Riccio mentioned. It's not on them, it's on us. And the commander made a mention, he happens to have a passion for baseball. But building that relationship. There's nowhere in the training manual does it say, start a baseball league. You can look at every page. If you find it, bring it forward. I'll eat my words. But that baseball team, that league, with these young men and women, with that great coach over there, helping the kids, that pays dividends on safety 1,000 times over. And every commander will bring their own interest. And I say that because I'll give you this one anecdote that happened on the other side of the city in the 11th District on the west side. About 6 weeks ago, a woman saw a car with some individuals in it with guns. Now let's be honest, 5 years ago, would she have said anything to police? Because she thought her safety was silence. She knew, because of fear, if she said nothing, nothing would happen. She saw the cops, she said, that car has guns in it, to stop the car, and there were guns. She trusted the cops and thought her safety was aligned with that trust, rather than her safety being aligned with that fear. Now, we don't want to overinterpret that, because every moment an officer interacts with a resident is a teachable moment. That comes from baseball. That comes from stopping and just asking folks how they're doing on the front porch when it gets warmer, not now. If you're on the front porch, get back in the house. But all these are part of building a police department that is Chicago's police department, drawing strength from all parts of the city, representing all parts. Every officer having a body camera, every officer having a taser, and making these investments. And then making investments like, as here in Alderman Michelle Harris's district, that will share the other areas. On the way here, I saw the Pullman Sports Center that Alderman Beal built. The first indoor track that's going to be built in the city of Chicago for our kids' high school teams to practice during the winter is in Gately Park that Alderman Harris has been pushing. A $30 million investment that goes beyond. Unique sports centers, what I call student sports centers. Why? Because not only will be an indoor track, a basketball, and all other types of sports, there's going to be mentoring. There's going to be the first ever from not downtown after school matters initiative program. There's going to be in there also help for ACT and testing and all that. Now you go ask the commander whether you have that Gately Park facility or not. You go ask yourselves, if you want to get public safety, you got to know where your kids are from 3 to 6, not just when the bell goes off. You got to know when the bell goes off at the end of June where they're going to be. And do we think our neighborhood's going to be safer with the Gately Park facility or not? Right next door to Corliss High School.
Oh, yeah.
And that's type of investment. Alderman Michelle Harris is working tirelessly to get the officers here, get that Gately Park facility built, the manufacturing training center that we talked about. None of this would be happening if it wasn't for all these aldermen. Now I'm gonna have to stand to the side because when they figure out Gately Park, I know somebody over here is gonna say, how come I don't even know Gately Park? Yeah, Burnett's gonna say, I didn't know that was happening. But that's what makes them great aldermen. They work hard for their constituents, they work hard to bring investments into their neighborhood and community. It makes it a place to not only raise your kids, but then when your kids are done with school, they come back and live in the same neighborhood they grew up. Alderman Harris has done a tremendous job fighting for her neighborhood and community, and we're here because with her partnership with this police department and with you, we're starting to see record-breaking safety in the neighborhood right here in the 4th District. Alderman Harris.
I want to thank the mayor, first of all, for keeping his commitment and keeping his word to bring the 1,000 officers. There's a lot of times people make all these promises, but it's hard to keep many of the promises that you make, so I want to say thank you for doing that. Right here, the 4th District's a pretty big district. It's most of 90% of 10, right, all of 10. All of 10 parts of most of 4 and then most of 8. And so here, without great leadership and great commanders, and I've been so fortunate at 4 to have some of the best leaders ever, as the kids say, and our commander has just simply been fabulous. As we talk about violence going down over the district, that's a win-win for all of us when violence goes down, because then we can use our resources to handle many of the quality of life issues that happen in districts like ours. We have a lot of quality of life issues, face it. In our communities, we need more because we have more. We have more of everything. More any kind of problem, we had it 10 times the rates of many other communities. So I'm grateful that my commander is such a hard-working young man. I call him on Friday nights and he's out on the street. And so I try not to get up in the morning and call him too early in the morning, because many times he's been out all night driving up and down the streets of the 4th District, and that's why, because he's leading by example, that our district is changing, and you see the complexion of crime moving away because he works hard at it. So I am so grateful to have you, Commander, and I appreciate all your hard work. And so on behalf of all of us that work in here, I want to introduce my seatmate and my partner. We work together, we stay in trouble together, but again, he's really working hard for his ward. People often don't see how hard aldermen work and what they're doing. because we tend to do things and not talk about them. And we tend to work really hard, but we don't tell anybody how hard we work. And so they see you get up and put on a suit and a tie, not in my case, but they see you get up and put on your clothes every day and you're all dressed up, but they don't see that you're out in the streets many times, working hand in hand and partnering with everybody. And that's Greg Mitchell. He's a partner, everybody in his community. He's working hard for all the resources. And like most of the young kids, he got to stand in the line behind all the seniority up here and wait. But no, we are old timers. I never wanted to be in that club, but I'm here. But I want to introduce Alderman Greg Mitchell, who I love for his hard work, dedication, and his commitment to his community. Couldn't have a better alderman.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
And thank you for all that, Alderman Harris, affectionately known as 8. She mentioned all the hard work. You might not be able to see it because I didn't have all this gray hair when I first started. So that's an indication right there. Want to start off by thanking Commander. When Chief Waller called me one evening, we were transitioning to another commander. He said, "I got one for you. You're going to love him." And we do. Commander Tirado has come in and done we couldn't ask for a better commander. And at this time, Commander, I want to make sure I publicly acknowledge something. About a month ago, within probably a week or two span, in the 4th District, specifically in the 7th Ward, there was a lot of his team, for lack of a better way to phrase it, they caught the bad guys. There was 3 separate incidents where the 4th District went in and did their business. They were professional. I'm just excited that they did, and I want to acknowledge the 6254 narcotics team and the 0465 they did a great job. And once again, 3 separate occasions they went in, and I won't get too graphic, but they got the bad guys. So I want to acknowledge that. I also want to take this time to acknowledge Mary Manuel said us, and there's a lot of us in the room, and at this time I want to acknowledge the people who helped me, in turn help the 4th District to identify crime and to keep an eye on it. And that's Michelle Mon, my St. Passage woman, April Miles, Danielle Richards, Sharon Lewis. And I have a lot of other constituents, so thank you for your support and your continued support. We're going to continue to work hard for you, and you know my door is always open for that. So I had to get that out the way. I'm going to close it out. This 4th District is in the 7th Ward, and I'm glad it's in the 7th because I see my officers all the time. I see them on Jules, I see them at Walgreens, I see them running down 95th Street. One of them pulled me over Saturday night. And I appreciate them, so keep doing the great job you guys are doing.
Give you a ticket.
But I have my lights on. But I'm extremely grateful that as a first-time alderman, I had the 4th District and the commanders and the officers that have helped me over the last 4 years. Thank you again. And to everybody, welcome to the 7th Ward, and have a good day.
Thank you.
I don't know.